Hello and welcome to Simplify with Raj. Today we are going to simplify APIs. APIs or application programming interface are like bridges that let different software systems talk to each other without human involvement. We are surrounded by APIs and using it every time we interact with TV, mobile, and web. Now let's expand this acronym and understand it better. Application is a software system, a single service, or any program. For example, it could be an AccuWeather system, Google Maps, PayPal, or UPS parcel delivery. In API context, these are applications. When we talk about programming, in the past, people had to manually enter information into the text boxes on UI, website, and click button to make things happen. Think about Amazon, Walmart, and Flipkart managing millions of delivery. What if they have to email and SMS to multiple delivery partners to inform about an order? Then delivery partners enter details into their database via UI. How cumbersome it could be. Or there is a way somehow Amazon enters delivery details in partners database in real time when user order a product. No human intervention at all. And partner also update delivery status directly in Amazon systems and customer directly get real-time updates. That's possible via programming. That's what programming means here. So partner system could be developed in .NET or Java. Amazon could be using PHP, Python, and they can interact programmatically without any human involved or any offline process, email, etc. or chat. As we talked, one application can talk to other, but how do they really know each other? Where to connect them? That's where interface come into picture. Interface is set of well-defined URLs with standard input and standard output. Example, there is one URL is given to get the delivery partner list and another URL to post or submit informing specific partners based on slots available with them. Let's take a scenario where you are developing a mobile application and need to display current weather on the app. So you have multiple options here. For example, you can ask Elon Musk SpaceX to ship few satellites for you, tracking the weather and informing you. And second option is check weather department's website every minute and manually update your app. So you have to be up 24 into 7 for it. Third option is integrate an API from a weather forecast provider so that programmatically or there is a machine to machine communication, your system will interact with weather API every minute or 2 minutes and it gets the API data via API and update your system. And whenever user refresh their app, they get the latest data based on the location. Third one is the best option. So now you see how APIs helps here. So why we need APIs? Have you seen in the previous example? So API consumer can rapidly develop their product. Let's go further from our last example of why we need APIs. So there are three beneficiaries here who gets benefit from an API. The first one is API provider. So API provider is a business such as Google Maps. They get paid for sharing the map features via APIs. And second one is API consumers, which is just another business developing a new product. They get quick access to this super complex map feature, which Google might have took 10 years to build and perfect it. Now, when the Google Maps APIs are open, now this business can consume it in rapidly without any new development. Means they have saved 10 years of development, if you see in a nutshell. So now the third one is the end user. So end user like you and me gets apps like Uber, Zomato, Instacart. It makes our life more productive and spare us time for our family. For example, with ride sharing, you don't have to drive. You just sit with the kids on the back, play with them, engage with them. And what is it technically? Technically, web APIs are just another web services written in .NET, Java, PHP, or any other languages. But they have a specific architecture style and methods are public of those services so that API consumer can see it. Here in the picture, if you see, there are three different private services and they are created for different functionalities. Access can be given to all of these services or just one service. And company can expose three different methods or just one method. And the weather API internally interact with these services. API consumer is never aware of the internal service functionality or number of services they are interacting with. No business logic information at all. They just give an input, they get an output. API consumer only see what API is exposing. Here you see Uber needs so many functionalities to become a Uber. Can you imagine Uber without maps, which provides real-time location of drivers? And along with it, you see payments APIs, integration with MasterCard and Visa, notification services when your driver's at your doorstep. Here also API helps in innovation, productivity, and helped Uber to concentrate only on their ride sharing business logic. Rest of the services are already there. They have to pay a few bucks and integrate those features. Assume if Uber has to implement all of these features themselves. Now let's talk about a fictitious company, LS. They develop a great translation software, translating 20 different languages. They develop a closed system that is only accessible via their web or mobile UI. Now, a new CEO has joined the company and they wanted to increase the revenue. They decided to open the functionality to the world so that other businesses can use the service and they can monetize it. So they started to expose these functionalities via APIs. Companies still own the software, hardware, business logic, and their secret source code. They are just sharing the functionality in exchange of money. Think about an electric socket as an API. You plug your appliance and use electricity. Electricity is still generated by power company. You stop billing, you're off the grid. Now, when this language translation API is open, Amazon can use it for product review translation, or product info translation. Netflix can translate subtitle, its menu listing. Customer care can cater different language customer worldwide. Take example of AliExpress, it's a Chinese company. I talk to them in English and they translate and understand it and reply back in a translated English. Because AliExpress delivers worldwide and they have to interact with multiple languages. So they just have to integrate a language translation system into their customer care product and boom, they can now reply to different people. Similarly, a meeting company like Zoom can use it for transcription translation. So according to level of access, we can divide APIs into three different categories. So private APIs are accessible within the company. Example, a bank has developed a fraud detection API. And the same API can be used by saving system, credit card system, and mortgages system. Partner APIs are business to business APIs. For example, a DHL is a delivery system. They share their API with Amazon or Walmart for delivery. And the last one is public API. Example, Google Maps or extras. Public can use it freely as well and for the businesses as well. Let's discuss terminology via a very simple example of a free weather API. API is accessible, that's interface, via a URL, and it accepts a input and produce output in a redefined format. API input and output are specified by open API specifications so that consumer program correctly understand what results are expected. Thank you for joining today. Comment and subscribe for more videos like this.